everybody, and welcome to this week's Cruise Chat. I'm Kathleen Penner, owner of Plenty of Sunshine Travel, and today I'm joined by Margarita, and Margarita is from Azamara, and I'm super excited to meet with you guys again. If anybody wants to look back at our past episodes, I met with Azamara in episode number 11, but do come back to this episode because we've got some exciting things to talk about. So over to you.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Kathleen. Nice to be here today. As you said, my name is Margarita, and I am with Azamara, and we were just chatting, and I let you know, but I will tell your audience as well, that I joined Azamara in December of 2020, so right during the heat of this pandemic.
Right.
So it has been a whirlwind, to say the least, because there's so much uncertainty still. And then not only that, but there's some exciting things going on with Azamara, and it's a small little boutique cruise line that has so much to offer. And I honestly feel that we are a bit of a sleeping giant, so to say. So let's talk about the exciting things that have been happening with Azamara.
Yes.
So in January, you may or may not have heard that our parent company, which was Royal Caribbean, sold us to the Sycamore Partners. And the Sycamore Partners are an investment company based in Manhattan, and they are heavily involved in retail stores at the moment, and we are their first hospitality sector that they have bought. So they bought our 3 ships, and we will now be a standalone company. So it has some great positivities, and we were sort of thinking, well, what does this exactly mean? What are they going to do with us? And honestly, within a week of them purchasing us, they purchased us a 4th ship. So the nice thing is that all of the familiarity that you have grown to love about Azamara is coming with us. So we have our president is Carol Cabezas, who has been with the company since the start. We have also hired on Orlando Ashford, who is or was with another large brand, and he is going to be our executive chairman. So
and he has so much energy too that he brings to things. So that's great.
He absolutely does. So we met him virtually, but then it was really fun. So we actually split from Royal Caribbean on March the 19th, which was last Friday, and they had a physically distanced celebration in a park in Miami, and he was there, and it was so fun because everybody Miami based was there wearing their Azamara colors and their Azamara face masks, and they were all holding a picture of those of us who were unable to attend. So we had these great pictures. So we felt like we were virtually there. We all got on essentially a Zoom call at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we're part of the festivities. And it was fun because they're, the key people from the new company and Azamara all had a chance to get to know each other in a person-to-person thing. So yeah, fun. So it is exciting for us. So, obviously there's a lot going on. And so now officially we are in week 1 of being standalone. So let's just talk a minute about why Azamara. So I don't know when in your last session with who would have been Janet Johnson, my predecessor.
It was. Yes.
How much detail she went into about why Azamara, but I have a lot of history in cruising. I've sailed on a lot of different size vessels, and I got to tell you, this size vessel, it's the old Renaissance ships, 30,000 tons, 700 guests when it's at full capacity, 400 crew, and that means the crew to staff ratio is at about 1.7. So that means for every staff member, they take care of 1.7 guests.
Which
so you know that the service is amazing. Exactly. The other nice thing about being this size of a ship is that we can get into ports that other ships simply cannot get to.
Right.
So we go up rivers. I'll talk about that a little bit. We get into these intimate little ports, like going into Monte Carlo in 2023 and 2024. We dock right in Monte Carlo. So 65% of the ports we go to, the other ships just can't get to. The other thing I love, for a short period of time, I worked for a land-based operator, and we really do take the best of both. So the best of sea with our boutique little hotel, fantastic service and lots of inclusions, but also spending more time at the destination. So we call it destination immersion. We really focus on the heart of the destination. We want to get to know the people, the culture, the food, and we have late night stays. So anything after 8 p.m. is considered a late night import. And actually 50% of our calls are either late night, leaving after 8 p.m., or an overnight. So I'll talk to you about a couple of those itineraries as well. So there's the size of the ship, where we can get to, the service, and then destination immersion.
Yes.
And then, of course, let's talk about the inclusions. So there's no nickel and diming. All of your food and beverages are included. And when I say beverages, it's not just water, soft drinks, specialty coffees, but also wine, beer, and hard liquor. So you really don't have to sign for anything unless you want to upgrade to a premium top shelf brand. Your gratuities, all taken care of. Your cultural events. So we will be doing our white nights when we go back to service that we are famous for. It might be a little bit different because instead of everybody being on the pool deck, we will be taking it into the public rooms as well. And then bringing those destination immersions, like those as amazing evenings that people have grown to love, and bringing those cultural events on board as well. And the other thing is we do get very, very close to the heart of the destination, but those 1 in 10 times where we're not parked right at the city center, we do offer a shuttle service. So nothing like getting into a place and going, how do I get a taxi? Do I want to do the short excursion? I really want to do my own thing. But now we have a shuttle service that offers that flexibility as well.
Perfect. Yeah. And there's nothing like getting into an air-conditioned vehicle and just showing right up to your destination. That's awesome. Yeah.
And knowing that you will be returned to the ship on time.
On time.
Because there are some destinations you think, oh, I'll just grab a taxi. But wherever it drops you, you have to make sure that you can get back to the ship on time, right? So there is those things as well. But because of our late, and when we talk about our late night departures, I've got a great story that one of my colleagues shared with me. So I'll share that as well. So, of course, we're not sailing yet. We are scheduled to go back to service in July, which is very soon. So let's fingers crossed that nothing changes. But at this time, we've got our 3 babies in Glasgow, and they are being so well taken care of. And we have they're on Facebook, social media. So if you have any interest in following what our ships are doing, you can certainly find information out there. But I'm sure they will be celebrating, Easter and Passover, and they celebrated a few things. They were posted online during Christmas. So lots of fun going on there. But the real reason that they're all together is they are. People are basically living in the middle ship, which is the Quest, and they're powering up the journey and the pursuit. And they're making sure that all the maintenance is being maintained, that the ships are ready to go, so that when we get the go-ahead from the CDC, off we go. So it is fantastic to see them all there. And of course, our new ship, we'll be joining them soon. So we have actually taken possession of this beautiful ship.
Beautiful.
Identical. So that is so fun. And we named her, announced it last Friday, if you haven't heard. It's the Azamara Onward. So Onward represents moving forward in space and time. And it is so fitting for what is going on, not only in the world and us coming out of this pandemic, but also with what is going on with Azamara. So it means 33% more capacity, more late night stays, more overnights, and more smaller, less traveled ports. So a lot of great things happening with this new ship, which will be joining us in Europe of 2022. So moving on, we've got our Cruise with Confidence. We extended it last month until May 31st. So this is terrific for two main points. The first one is that you can ensure that you get the best price offer, because as you know, prices fluctuate.
They do.
They do. And so we have a great promotion on right now, which is save up to 40% plus our flash sale, which is an onboard credit that we are offering. But that is coming to an end at the end of this week. And then we will have another promotion that I will talk to you about at the very end of this presentation. So you can book now with the current offer, but then if something better comes along, as long as you haven't paid final payment, you can ask that to be repriced. And then the great thing with this is the peace of mind of knowing that you can cancel up to 48 hours prior to departure and get 100% future cruise credit to be used until September of 2022. So you can book now for any time between now and April of 2022. And then you get cold feet and you think, you know what, I haven't been vaccinated. This is taking a little longer than I was expecting. I would like to postpone my trip until that happens, or postpone it for any other reason, and then rebook up until September of 2022, and you get that full value of your cruise to be used at a later date. So a great option with this Cruise with Confidence. And then, of course, what's on everybody's mind is our healthy return to sailing. I just wanted to show this slide to let you know that it is top of mind, completely top of mind. So there will be testing, screening, updated sanitation, ventilation. We also have in place implements to handle what happens if somebody comes on board and does test positive. So how do we isolate, evacuate, repatriate? And then our shore excursions, how are they going to be handled? So nothing has been concrete yet, but it is definitely, there are 70 recommendations across 5 focus areas. We're working closely with Royal Caribbean and Norwegian. And so know that when we do go back into the water, all of those details have been ironed out with the safety of our guests and crew top priority.
Right.
So you can definitely, as we say, cruise with confidence.
Yes. And that's one thing I love. I love how the cruise lines are coming together and they're working together. They're not in competition. They're working together to get back to the sea and get sailing again. I think that's fabulous. I love that it's working out that
absolutely way. Right, Kathleen. That is exactly what is happening. And as we say, we're in this together, right? We're all passionate about it. We all know that if we come across as a united front for what is best for the industry in the long run, that is the message that we want to get out there. Yeah. So who are our travelers? Probably a lot of people who are watching right now. We're empty nesters. We have, our kids have flown the coop, and we have, we're verging on retirement. We're able to go for longer durations. We're travelers, not tourists. Right. We want to experience new things. We want to grow our mindsets, and we want those bragging rights, right? Like, who's kidding who? Yeah, I was on Facebook today, and somebody had talked about their anniversary of having been to Tibet, and I thought, oh, one day. But it's just that great. Where else can I go? And one thing I love about our itineraries is you can do back-to-backs without having to do the same itinerary.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Starting and stopping from different ports is fabulous. It's a great way to do it. And you see so many new things. And I love the way that that's set up with you guys. It's fabulous.
Yeah, no, it really, and and when I talk about some of the itineraries, when I get into that, we'll also expand and say, or you can get off here or continue on, right? So, and we do have, we've got one itinerary that does from Lima, Peru up to Buenos Aires. And it's 4 different sailings that you can do, or you can do it all,
Mm-hmm.
or do the whole of South America and take a month to do it. So it's
Right.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's
So
almost like a mini world cruise, but you pick where it starts and it stops. That's
exactly. I don't
amazing.
have 120 days. I only have a month. Oh,
Yeah,
to be so lucky, right?
that's
So
right. Yeah, it's fabulous. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Um, I, as I say, I've only been with the company a short time, but some of these people on this photo, I hear about. So I know about Captain Johannes. I've heard about
Mm-hmm.
Captain Carl. So there are many, many people. I love this story. So there was an agent that I was speaking to about a month ago, and they were on a ship, and they had when you're on board, you can book your next cruise and you get
Mm-hmm.
these great benefits. And I would encourage you to do that because it is a terrific way to take advantage of these benefits. We had this cruise that was, right at the start of the pandemic, so just over a year ago, and they loved the cruise so much, knowing that they were getting off and that the ships were being called out of the waters, and they rebooked for 2022
Mm-hmm.
because of how amazing the crew were and how empathetic they were, and really didn't sort of go, "Woe is me. This is I'm sad about it." They
Mm-hmm.
really wanted to make sure that the clients had the best experience until they disembarked. So
Mm-hmm.
huge kudos to them. They made the announcement saying, we're ending this cruise early, and we have been called by the CTC to get out of the water. And people were saying, well, we're with you, we're coming back, we want to make sure that you're all good. So just a heartwarming story about
Mm-hmm.
the reflection that the crew have on our guests.
Yes.
So our little boutique hotel,
Mm-hmm.
we hug the coastlines. We have these amazing public rooms. The crew, obviously, you can see here how the clients do really connect with them. But
Mm-hmm.
let's just quickly scan over. I know the main feature when you talk about Azamara is going to be the destination,
Mm-hmm.
but let's talk about the little hotel that you will be staying on
Yes.
while you go from port to port.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main lobby area we've got here. And then going into the staterooms, of course, we do have about 10% of our inventory is inside staterooms. Verandas are readily available. So we've got our Club Ocean View, Club Veranda, and Club Continent suites. And then we have, when we get into our public areas, of course, anybody who is curious about what our fitness facilities look like, here's a shot of that. But we also have an amazing spa with all sorts of treatments. We have the shops and the cabaret lounge. So the cabaret lounge, when we go back, it may be a little bit differently. We may be at 50% capacity again.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure exactly what that's going to look like. But the cabaret lounge has some fantastic reviews. Orchestras, guest performers. We bring people on from different ports for local entertainment. So it is a great source of evening entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Mosaic Cafe. One of the girls I work with says, at the end of every shore excursion, she would come back and meet up with friends that she had met on board, and they would have tea in the Mosaic Cafe. But it's a great place to start your morning as well.
Mm-hmm.
We've got specialty coffees, espresso. It's like a little social gathering spot.
Mm-hmm.
Windows Cafe and the patio. The patio is what we call our cafe out by the pool area. So it's great outdoor dining. It's covered, grills. One of my colleagues, unfortunately, haven't been with us, haven't sailed with us yet, but I am so dying to. But I've been hearing stories from all the team. One of the sales managers was saying that he had probably the best Indian food at the patio because they'll do themed evenings, right? So different themed meals. The regular dining is called Discoveries, and that is open dining seating, so sit when you want, with whomever you want. And then we have 2 specialty restaurants. So the charge for these specialty restaurants is $30 per person, but there's Prime C, which is a steakhouse. So this would be similar to Chris and Ruth's Steakhouse. So very high end. and then Aquilina, which is our Italian restaurant. So those would be something that you would have to pre-book. Now, if you're in the suite accommodations, those dining facilities are free of charge. If you're anything under suite accommodation, then it is $30 per person, but still a fantastic experience. And I would encourage you to book those as soon as you get on board to avoid disappointment.
Yes.
And moving on to the itinerary. So we do have up to Q1 of 2023 available. Probably by May, we'll have more of the 2023 itineraries available. So this 70 countries, 275 unique ports, 300 late nights, and 170 overnights is based on the 3 ships currently on the water.
So that's going to change. Yeah,
we have the Onward coming out in the summer of 2022. So that will probably go up by 33%. So that's sort of fun. The ports of call will probably be similar, but there will be a lot more variety available. And then, of course, we have our country intensive voyages. So, you know, if you want to just discover France or Scotland, the British Isles, Croatia, an amazing place to go to. So Croatia is not just Dubrovnik, right? We've got Split. There's all sorts of different towns that you want to see. We'll talk about Spain a little bit. We've got some great Italian itineraries as well. South Africa, Japan, South America. So these really country intensive voyages. So what that means, this is one of the itineraries that when we go to France, we start in Southampton and we go all the way to Bordeaux. And when we end in Bordeaux, we go up the Genron River right to the heart of Bordeaux. So we spent 2 full days there. So we overnight in Bordeaux. So the nice thing about this is it gives our guests ample time not only to see the majestic city of Bordeaux, but go to the surrounding areas and visit wine country. So it gives you that flexibility to do that.
Yes.
Another amazing itinerary is when we go to Spain, we go right up. I don't know if you can see my cursor here, but most cruise lines will stop in Cadiz, which is, you know, on the coastline here. We sail right up the Guadalajara River to Sevilla. And then we're in Sevilla for 2 full days. So you get to see Spanish culture go from daytime to nighttime. And if you've ever been to Spain, paella, the music on the streets, the cafes, that is when Spain comes alive, right? So you really want to take a chance or take advantage of that. And the nice thing about going right up to Sevilla rather than staying in Cadiz is about an hour, just over an hour and a half drive, right? So rather than doing 3 hours by motor coach, you come back to the ship in the evening, maybe have dinner, go back out, experience the nightlife, and then the next day wake up, churros with chocolate. It's just a fantastic way to visit this wonderful site. Other intensive voyages. So Iceland, we have this 9-night, 7-port, 2 late nights. So we have an overnight in Reykjavik, and we have a late night in Isafjorda. We have when we get to Akureyri, which is right on the cusp of the Arctic Circle, we have another overnight there, and then we have a 2-day sailing, very relaxing, into Copenhagen. And you can either get off and experience Denmark, or you can continue on the pursuit right up to the Baltic Amsterdam voyage. And that is a 12-night voyage that takes you into St. Petersburg, where again, we go up the Neva River and we're 3 days in St. Petersburg. Wow. So, you know, you could add on if you've always wanted to do the culture of Russia, but then you also want the nature of Iceland, the waterfalls, botanical gardens, sightseeing of whales, those sorts of things. So you can combine it for a longer duration. So that is one of those examples where we can take advantage of starting in Reykjavik, going into Copenhagen, and then ending in St. Petersburg.
Yeah. Iceland's been on my list to get to for so long, and that's an amazing itinerary. That's fabulous.
And you know what? Yeah. Iceland is an expensive port. Again, it's an expensive place to go.
It is.
The food is expensive. The accommodation is extensive. One of the things that from my past life that we found is that to get that 4-star accommodation in Iceland, you are paying an exorbitant amount of money, right? So you've got this beautiful 4-star boutique hotel that is taking you right into the heart of each of these ports. So rather than just going into Reykjavik and doing the Blue Lagoon, you're going, to all of these other amazing destinations, and then having those two. I love days at sea. I absolutely love them. We don't have a lot of them because we are very much destination intensive. But sometimes when you're out late, doing a lot of hiking and things like that, it would be fantastic to spend a day on board, treating yourself to spas and fine food and drinks.
Just enjoying the amenities that are there for you. Yeah, absolutely.
I love this itinerary. So I love Tuscany. So we start in Genoa. No, most ships don't. They start in Civitavecchia, right? So we start in Genoa. Then we spend 2 days in Livorno. So again, boutique hotel, overnighting in the gateway to Florence. So you can go see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. You can go right into Firenze, see David and the Uffizi, down to Rome. We go over to, Montenegro, or in Kotor, and then a day at sea. And then I love this, 2 full days in Venice. So captivating that whole romance of Venice, and you get to use the ship again as your hotel in port. And then South Africa. I'm showing South Africa for 2023 because our 2022 is selling so well that I just want everybody to know that if you can't get the accommodation that you want for 2022, you can already book for 2023. Yeah. So, and this itinerary starts in Cape Town, returns to Cape Town, and you have, at the end of this trip, basically 2 full days in Cape Town. So, time to get off in Cape Town, and then you can go and do one of our land options to go to see the national parks, see the Big 5 on safari. But again, an amazing itinerary going into these, Durban. If you have anybody who loves the waves, but Cape Town, probably one of the most spectacular cities in the world as far as encompassing many cultures of African, European, and Asian descent, but then embracing all of nature with Table Mountain, the wineries, just one of those bucket list destinations for sure. If there are any golfers, so you were saying where you were located, I know there are an awful lot of golf courses in southwestern Ontario, and we have, of course, got the American, what is it? I've just gone blank. Anyway, golf season is kicking off right about now. So
the PGA Tours, is that what you're trying to think of? PGA, yep, okay.
So we've got, we partner with Perry Golf, and we've been partnering with Perry Golf since 2011. And Perry Golf is a leading provider of international luxury golf vacations. So we're very, very fortunate to have them with us. And I just want to let you know that when you book one of our cruises that is partnered with Perry Golf, your green fees are included. We organize your tea times. We also organize the transfer to and from the port to the golf course. We give you a box lunch. We have an open bar after the game. And then on board, we have various different activities like a welcome cocktail and a farewell cocktail party. There's also a manager from Perry Golf on board every one of those sailings to ensure that all of your questions are answered, that all of the transfer of your golf bags and so on is all handled for you. And we have 23 golf voyages, so more than 70 golf courses in 23 countries. So going for the top 100 golf courses according to Golf Digest. And this would be one such itinerary. So there are 5 rounds of golf included in this Ireland intensive itinerary, including Portmanrock in Dublin, as well as Royal County Down in Belfast. But starting in Dublin, we start right away with an overnight stay in Dublin, go to Belfast, we have an overnight stay in Belfast, we go all the way around Ireland and end up in Southampton. So 5 rounds of golf, 2 overnight stays. It's an extremely relaxing itinerary, but for those golf enthusiasts, it's a fantastic itinerary. And this is on the Azamara Quest for the 20th of August of 2022. At the end of this year, so we have been essentially in lockdown, not lockdown, but haven't been able to leave our country. And I know a lot of people this year missed going south. So hopefully by November 26th, we're all ready to get out and go get some sun, some surf, and we end the year on the quest with these fantastic Caribbean itineraries. And the reason I like them so much is they're all off the beaten path. So St. Bart's, St. Kitts, Nevis. When all 3 itineraries go into St. Martin, and we don't leave Phillipsburg, St. Martin, until 10 p.m. And then we go into Key West, Labadee, which is that private island. When we are in Labadee, we're the only ship there. So free drinks, sun, surf, what a great way to ring in the new year. So we've got 3 different itineraries, November 26th, December 10th, and December 23rd. Right now, we do have single supplement savings for these 3 itineraries. So if you've got any singles, I know that the promotion is ending, but we will be coming out with something else again in our Q2. But have a look, because I know right now, November 26th and December 10th, single supplement is at 150%. December 23rd, it's at 125%. So a great opportunity for singles to mingle with other singles while on board. And just take advantage of these incredibly relaxing itineraries. And to end off, I just want to remind everybody that Azamara, we are destination intensive. We really want to focus on the heart of the destination. To make it easier for you, what is included are your gratuities, select beverages, all of your cultural events, the shuttles to and from the heart. And starting April 1st, right up until June, we have 60% off second guests. So Kathleen, I haven't told anybody this yet. So you are one of the first to know. There you go. But it will be launching on Thursday, April 1st. It's not an April Fool's Day. But that would be, I think, a fantastic offer. So again, do reach out, let anybody who is interested in traveling with Azamara. I know just looking in the past 2 weeks, I've started to see more movement. More people are getting vaccinated within 48 hours of those vaccines coming through. People are really thinking, this is time for me to try something different. And what I'm finding as the trend, and I don't know if you're finding the same thing, is that we're getting away from what we do every year. People have been in lockdown and they're thinking, South Africa's been on my bucket list. Why am I waiting? What would be the reason for waiting? So I'm seeing lots of Asia, Japan. Oh my gosh, for cherry blossom season, Japan is doing very, very well. Australia, New Zealand. It's a long way to go, but people are booking it. South Africa and South America. But of course, our number one destination for Canadians is our European destinations. With so many ships there throughout the summer months and so many different itineraries to offer. Plus, going from, going the Black Sea with a lot of different stops to those destination specific Spain, Italy, Greece. So I don't know if you have any questions for me, but I just wanted to end on that high note that we do have, we're calling it BOGO 60. So buy one, get one 60% off. So on that note,
fabulous.
I'm just going to throw up my thank you slide and see if you've got any questions for me.
I don't really have any questions. You explained everything so perfectly well. And I just adore how Azamara just brings you so much deeper in the enrichment of the culture and of the area. That's the way I personally travel. And I just resonate so much with how you guys do things. And it's just amazing to see.
Yeah, it really is. And I don't know if it's because we're so technologically advanced now, so we can do all sorts of research, and you start researching one thing and then you turn your attention to something else and your bucket list just keeps growing and growing. People will say, what's your next, the next place that you want to go to? And last week it was Croatia. Now it's Japan. Like every week it's my bucket list is somewhere different.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And I think too, with the pandemic and with the world being shut down, it's made us crave so much more and understand what we're missing right now with having to stay at home. And I think I agree with you in that, in terms of people are, let's tick that bucket list. What are we waiting for? Let's get it going. And, if anybody would like any more information on anything that you've heard today, send me an email. It's info@plentyofsunshinetravel.com. I will personally answer you and we'll get you right on board. It's just fabulous. I just love the mantra. I love how you do things, and it's just amazing. Yeah. So thank you so much for putting all that together.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me. And I look forward to meeting you in person when the time is right. Yeah. And definitely, I really appreciate this opportunity.
Well, thank you so much. I hope everybody has a great week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed this week's cruise chat with Azamara. It's just fabulous how they have such a really unique business model, how they have more overnights than any other cruise ship, how they can get to ports that other ones can't because they're a really nice small boutique cruise line, and also how they explore so much deeper. You'll be able to see some of the things that you just can't see with some of the other lines, and it's just amazing. Next week, I'm going to be meeting with Kim from Viking Cruises, and we're going to be covering Russia. So be sure to like and subscribe to my channel so that you get the first notification when that comes out. If you would like any information on any of the cruises that we discussed on this episode or any of our past episodes, please reach out to me at info@plentyofsunshinetravel.com. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to check out my website, as well as I'm on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thank you again, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.